Feeling low.
And now we're going to talk about our second strategy, and this is the long-term strategy. So this is a little bit like the tortoise and the hare. This is where you are really sort of looking a lot more further into the future, 1 year, 2 year, maybe even 3 or 5 years on some investments. The other thing is these long-term investments can be like relationships sometimes, where they're up, they're down, there's good times, there's bad times, but at the end of it, it can be all worth it. A couple of things on long-term investments. Keep up to date with what's going on in the marketplace. So just keep a little bit of an eye, your Twitters, all the type of things that you probably would regularly check anyway. Just keep a close eye on things. Also, keep an eye on the ICOs. Beware of what competitors are coming out. So if you've got a coin and it does X, Y, and Z, and another coin comes out which does X, Y, and Z, cheaper, faster, better, and even they might even have a better marketing package, then all of a sudden you need to be think about, do you need to get out of that position, because people could migrate across to this new coin as the longer term investment. Also with some of these investments, it's about sitting tight. There's going to be ups and downs. As long as the fundamentals are in place, there's no competitors there, or real direct competitors that you think are massive threats, then it's just riding the highs and the lows out throughout that period. And the other key thing is price. Now, I've seen quite a few people say on long-term investments, price doesn't matter. Price matters the absolute most on long-term investments versus short-term investments. With short-term, the percentage and compound is very, very little. And the number one rule for making money is compound. If you can compound your investments, then you will make more money than anybody else. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a little example of how compounding, and even this is matters of pence, how much it can affect your investment long term. And at the end, hopefully you'll understand that actually price for long-term investments is critical, absolutely critical. So first of all, we have Dave and Jane. They have £10,000 to invest, and they come across a coin called Bully Coin, and they decide that they're going to get in on the action, buy this coin. Dave decides, I'm just jumping in. He gets in at 12p. Jane looks at the marketplace and it's quite volatile. She's a little bit more patient and she takes her time, and she finally finds a resistance point near the bottom where she believes it'll bounce, and she gets in at 7.8 pence. Now Dave has 83,000 shares and Jane has 128,000 shares. So all of a sudden we can see a bit of a difference, and they're very bullish about this coin. Excuse the pun there. But what happens is it goes to £1. They're over the moon, over the moon. Dave gets £83,000 back, and Jane gets £128,000 back. Okay, we're starting to see that there's quite a significant difference there, and all we're seeing is a few pence in difference to the price. Now Dave and Jane become very good friends, and they start talking about another coin, another investment, because these are the things that happen. And they decide that they're going to buy into something called Tuck Coin. I'm sure my friend will appreciate that. So they buy this coin. Dave has 83,000 to invest. Jane has 128,000 to invest. Now Dave is just over the moon. He's made loads of money. He's really happy, and he decides to get in at £1. He just jumps straight in. He's really bullish on this coin again, likes the fundamentals. Jane, again, takes a step back, looks at the price, is a little bit patient, takes her time, and looks for those key entry areas. She gets in at 92p. Now all of a sudden, Dave has his 83,000 shares again, and Jane has 139,000 shares. Now, Tuck Coin just hits the market. It's absolutely fantastic. People get crazy, and it goes to £12 a coin. Dave's kicking himself because he's just £4 shy of that £1 million target that he set himself. But the big difference is this. On exactly the same coin, Jane gets 1.67 million back, versus Dave's just under $1 million. And all it's come down to is a couple of pence. So when people say to you that when you're buying your long-term investment, that price doesn't matter, you can quite clearly see now that price is the most critical factor. You want to be getting in at the cheapest price possible with as many shares possible so that your investment compounds. And when that investment compounds, you then have more investment to take to the next coin. You imagine if you did that 2, 3, 4 times, maybe not some of the numbers that we see here, but it just gives you an idea and scale of long-term investing. And the number one thing that obviously makes money for everybody is compounding. Compounding is the number one which will make you money. So hopefully that's really clear and just gives you a good gist in terms of how to do your long-term investments, buy and hold, try and get the cheapest price, keep an eye on competitors, and always review your position.
If you liked today's video, please leave a like or a comment. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or check out the new ICO Discount Club website where you can check out all the new ICOs, great discounts, and also prize giveaways. As always, I hope you got great value out of today's video, and I'll catch you on the next one soon.